All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. Tonight is race number 1 to begin the season, baby. We're going to do it right with Phoenix. It's the dog leg tonight, man. Kicks off an 8-race season. Who's got what it takes home? Who has what it takes to bring home the victory? Well, there is only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, race number 1, it's Phoenix. It's 170 laps here. Big oval series, IndyCar series headed your way. Race number 1 tonight, baby. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Little surprise broadcast. Well, I'm not doing this live. I'm actually uploading this later, but or revealing it later. But thank you for joining me. Wasn't really sure how many people we're going to have out tonight, man. It's good to see a bunch of drivers out. Could be a fun race tonight, I think, man. It's going to be some great drivers, some great mix of drivers as well. A lot of countries here represented. A lot of guys who are experts in different racing areas, bringing them together here in the IndyCar series here at High Octane Racing League. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster tonight. Thank you for joining me on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. Man, I'm looking to try to get 1,000 subscribers. I'm close, man. What am I? 14 away. Be one of those 14 for me, man. Whether you're subscribed or not, thank you for watching the videos. Hit that thumbs up button, and we'll get these videos out there for people to see. Appreciate all the support from the fans. Take a look at the track here at Phoenix. Just a little over a mile in length, located in Avondale, Arizona, 1.6 kilometers in length. You see turns 1 and 2 at 10 to 11 degrees of banking. Turns 3 and 4, we'll say roughly 8 to 9 degrees of banking. The back stretch, 10 degrees, and then the front stretch at 3 degrees. I think if I had to say anything about this track to somebody who doesn't really know about Phoenix, I think it's a 5-turn track. I mean, maybe not quite as much in the Indy cars as it is the stock cars, but that dog leg is significant, man. So I almost think it's a 5-turn track here. Really tightens things up through the dog leg. The Indy cars, I think, are not going to be any different other than the fact they got better grip. Higher speeds, of course, but man, you got to be really careful in that dog leg area side by side. So it's going to be an interesting area of the track to pay attention to tonight. Well, we got some guys out there making it happen. Get some practice in. 8 minutes left to go in practice. We got 13 drivers here. That's a good turnout, man. We got some stock car guys. We got some IndyCar guys. We got some GT3 folks. Man, there's people from all around the world here. I love it. IndyCars, man. That's my home. I live 40 miles north of Indianapolis. I grew up about 40 miles to the east of Indianapolis and now live 40 miles to the north. And been to Indy a lot of times, man. I think Brickyard 10 years in a row I went for the stock car stuff. That was an amazing experience each and every year. I'm glad I made it out alive. Let's take a look at the schedule here in the IndyCar Series. Next week, we'll be at Indianapolis GP. Come on over and see me, man. That's coming up May 9th, 50-lap race. You see the Milwaukee Mile on May the 16th. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the crown jewel. The Indy, we're going to do 100 laps there at Indy on May the 23rd, Memorial Day, Memorial Weekend here in the United States, and when the Indy 500 is on Sunday. So Iowa Speedway coming up for race number 5. 200 laps there. You see Worldwide Technology Raceway on the 6th race of the season on June the 6th. Nashville, man, that's going to be a good one too. January 13th coming up the 7th race of the season. And finishing out the season at Texas Motor Speedway on June the 20th. 150 lapper there to crown the champion. Taking a look at the standings here. Now, I apologize. Some of these guys, no offense. It's the first time I've seen the name, so I might not do a great job here when I try to pronounce the name. I mean no disrespect to the folks that are out here on the field. In fact, I consider them all my friends. So Donovan Buick, 20.7 is the top time. Paulo Gouveia is second. Victor Glennon is third. Stanislav Pavlov fourth. Dan Richter is fifth. So we got a good international flavor up there in the top 5. See Dennis Udachin sixth. Peter Church seventh. Eighth is Nikita Karmanov. There you go. Have a look at the first name there. I don't know why I'm not getting first names. That would be great. Dino Lombardi is ninth. Andre Kananowicz is 10th. William Snowden is in 11th here in the practice session. Craig Gallagher is 12th, and John Stanley sits 13th here in the times. More racing headed your way tonight. How about this? Texas Motor Speedway, 100-lap race there. Race number 7 of the season. And the next gen, a lot of fun. So that's coming up tonight at 9 p.m. Guys get after it in the Saturday Night Thunder Series. Tough Trucks will be back in action on Wednesday to begin a week for Watkins Glen. 3 races at Watkins Glen. Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. They'll be at Watkins Glen next week. 35-lap race there. Race number 8 of the season. That's coming up on May the 6th, 8 p.m. Again, next week, right here in the IndyCar Series, next Saturday, May the 9th, Indianapolis GP. 50-lap race. That'd be a fun one. I love this track, and went to see a GT World was there, the Fanatec GT World Series, and man, that was fun. Got pit passes, garage area passes. What an amazing time that was. They've since changed their options on what you could get, so it's been a little bit of a bummer there, but fun to check out the garages. Guys that didn't make it out of the race or make it and had to retire early, that the crews would let you into the garage and check out, take pictures of the car and stuff. It's pretty amazing. I will never forget it. Well, we got 2.5 minutes left to go. I want to give you my keys to the race here tonight. At Phoenix, respect the leg, baby. You got to respect that dog leg. Things tighten up. It is really a fifth corner in my mind. Maybe not quite as much here in the IndyCar series, but definitely in stock cars. I think you're going to see his tires wear. It'll end up being a corner that these guys have to deal with. Tire management is key here, really is. So tire degradation can be quite big. Track position is everything. There, especially toward the end, make sure your pit stops are on point. Make some pit stops under green. You're going to have to get on and off pit lane without incurring a speeding penalty. And be patient here tonight, man, especially early in the race. You're not going anywhere. I know everybody wants to get crazy. You're on cold tires. Just be patient. Let things shake out. You can start picking them off one by one. Those are my keys to the race here at Texas. Just a little over a minute before we hit qualifications. Qualifying will be individual, so I won't be able to see everybody at the same time. But John Stanley. John's going to do the DM for me tonight, man. So thank you so much to John. Kind of low on admin numbers at the moment. These guys maybe have some things to do on Saturday afternoon. Mow the yard, shovel snow, take the wife, the sweetie out for Din Din. We understand. Step up. All right, headed to qualifications. So a good tight grid here in the practice session. But I'll tell you what, the guy that came out here throughout the week to practice, Donovan Buick, is at the top of the grid. 20.710 is that time. So these guys headed to the qualification session. You get an out lap, 2 time laps, and an in lap. So you got to make those 2 in the wedged in there in the middle count. I think, obviously how you get up and do that first lap, that non-time lap, can. You got to try to warm those tires up a little bit, get the tires to stick just right. So definitely that part of the session is really important. All right, headed to quals. The idea is get you 2 time laps in, then we do the drivers' meeting on the back half of the qualification. I think I got a volunteer to do that, though. Ridler is volunteer. I guilted him into it. All right, we're headed over to the qualification session. It looks like Craig Gallagher is our first driver out of the box. All right, his first time lap, Craig Gallagher. Running in the 60 car. .23.355 is Craig Gallagher's first lap. Let's take a look at Peter Church in the 5-car. Peter Church raced with us last year in our IndyCar series. We had a little trouble there, I think, with that Indianapolis oval race. Connection issues and just some issues there with some breaking the plug-in. And we didn't have the right RF in there. I'll be honest with you. I'll take ownership of that. Peter Church trying to put himself up the grid a little bit. Here we go. 21.589 for Peter Church. Dennis Udachin right now 7th. 21.230 for Dennis. Actually, he's 5th, not the 7th. He's in the 7th car. He's actually in the 47th, but that's another dialogue that we need to have later down the road. We all know rFactor 2, how quirky it could be. It's great, but it can be quirky. So Dennis Udachin looks like he qualifies in P5. Stanislav Pavlov might have something to say about that. He's getting out here with 7 minutes left to go. So P11 there for Stanislav, 20.736 is the time to beat. Stanislav 21.584, a little work to do there. He's got a new paint scheme. Is that right, Stanislav? Yeah, I had to check it out for him. Oh, he's in the blue here, so let's take a look. He's in the blue for sector number 1. A little bit off there in sector 2. May not hurt him too bad, though. Here, let's see where he goes. 20.913 up to P3 for Stanislav Pavlov. Ah, we knew he could do it. About Nikita Kamenov. Karmanov. Sorry if I mispronounced his first time I've heard the name. Karmanov. There we go. I'm good. I practiced. Probably saying it wrong, but just like Dennis Udachin, I've been saying his name wrong for about 4 years. All right, Nikita out here trying to crack into maybe that top 5. 20.736 is the time to beat. A little red there, and so it's like 21.695. Let's see where lap number 2 lands him. Gonna need a little work here. 21.220 up to P6. Definitely need a little work there. Try to crack into that top 5. Almost made it. Oh, Andy Kananowicz. Andre now pulling off there with a 8th place qualification attempt. It's like these guys are pretty much done with qualifications. Thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Really appreciate you being here tonight. And these guys are going to go through their DM. Let's get this party started. All right, man. We're blasting you, huh? A little bit of a delay here as we get some guys joined back up, and that includes me. The broadcaster got kicked from the server. How about that? Somebody's been a bad boy. Guys, I've headed over to the warm-up session. We'll give you the results here just shortly. We don't want the band playing the same song again. Come on. I think the increase in frequency of people being kicked is because of skin uploads. I'm a firm believer in that. Could be mod related, but I doubt it. Got kicked, man. Kicking the broadcaster. Wow. I think we're back up and now. There we go. Let's see if I can get the session results. I cannot. Oh, no. What a bummer. Lost the session results. Well, you're just going to have to trust me. We'll do the... Yeah, that's what happens. You get kicked when you went back over to the between qualifications and warm-up. And what a bummer there. So, first mistake here at High Octane Racing League. I'm sorry. I guess we'll give you the starting order when the race starts, though, won't we? High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series will be back in action for a 40-lap race on May the 8th. That's Friday, May the 8th, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Race number 8 of the season and a little road course action, 40 laps from Watkins Glen. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Tonight's race is brought to you by LeadHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in an rFactor 2 server? Well, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That is LeadHostingUSA.com. Thank you for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and then smash the bell, of course. You get updates when races are going live. Do a little surprise broadcast here with the IndyCar series tonight. We got about 4.5, almost 5 minutes, I should say, left in the warm-up session. Next week here in the IndyCar Series will be at Indianapolis GP. 50-lap race with that great road course. Man, are we getting hot and heavy for Indy this year, man. It's going to be bigger than ever. Indianapolis GP kicking off that month of May here in the High Octane Racing League. And, of course, we'll be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway fairly soon as well. So May 23rd will be Indianapolis for us on the schedule. Don't forget to join us over at highoctaneracing.net. Get quick links to the point standings, schedules, winners, screenshots, quick access to TurnLeftTV as well. Join us over at highoctaneracing.net. Invite your friends, man. Three minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Under 2 minutes left to go, and guys are getting their final laps in here. Get some practice pitting as well. As you see Dennis Udacek on pit lane. Get on and off pit lane. It's going to be big here, I'm telling you. I think once these guys figure it out, they settle down just a little bit, they get into a rhythm, there's going to be some long green flag runs and green flag pit stops. I think they may be able to make it on one stop, so we might have to double check. Well, one pit stop for those guys, and they'll be good to go, I think, assuming we don't have any caution flags. Take a look at Nikita Kamenov. What it's like to be on board here. A lot of turn there coming on the back half there to stay out of the wall, but you got to be up near the wall as well. Just got to be really, really careful. See that rubber down the track, give you an idea. Here you see that car slide up the track just a little bit. This is a tricky part of the track, and this is the tri-oval area. You got to stay above the line. That'll tighten things up in that tri-oval area. And I think Nikita is on par for a good finish here today. Keep playing the same songs over again. I got a list that I should just go down in order, but I don't do it. All right, warm-up is over. Keep our fingers crossed here. Keep our fingers crossed. Let's go. All right, here we go. Get ready to rock, boys. This is going to be fun. All right, let's get the tower off there. Let's get them starting order here tonight. Victor Kalinin is P1. Donovan Duke is second. Dan Richter starts in the third position. Stanislav Pavlov will start fourth. Starting in the fifth position will be William Snowden. Paul Gouveia starts sixth. Dino Lombardi is seventh. Nikita Garmanov will start in P8. Starting in the ninth position will be Denis Udachin. Andrei Kenanowitz starts 10th. I'm sorry, Bear. Peter Church starts 11th. Craig Gallagher starts in 12th. And starting in 13th will be John Stanley. The Indy cars are loud, man. I forgot about that. All right, race keys here tonight. Respect the leg, man. The dog leg's significant. It's almost like a fifth turn. Make sure you manage those tires. Get good track position and hold on to it. Pit stops, you got to make sure those are on point, especially under green flag conditions, and be patient here tonight, man. This is fast. These cars are fast, and guys are going to be on 10. Might have to crank it down a little bit. Pace cars off. Here we go. Race number 1 here in the 2026 IndyCar Series at High Octane Racing League. And a good start there for Donovan Duke. Obviously practicing that. Good start. Donovan to the top. Got a good jump there on the start. Was ready to rock and roll right off the bat. Donovan opened up a lead. Running in second is Victor Kalinin. Kalinin trying to hold off a charge from Stanislav Pavlov, who's running in the third position. He loves these Indy cars as well, man. Stock cars, Indy cars, you name it. Stanislav Pavlov is there. He says, let's go. He's running in the third position. Just ahead of him is Kalinin. A little bit wide there for Kalinin. Stanislav going down to the bottom line here, giving it a peek. Through the dog leg, things are going to tighten up as you see the second place car dive back down to the inside line. Dan Richter running in P4. He is an IndyCar fan too. He's from Indiana as well, so it's in your blood, man. When you live in Indiana, you're an IndyCar fan, and Dan Richter on board here with him as he sees Stanislav Pavlov now giving it a shot. Try to get around. Stanislav Pavlov got around Victor Kalinin. Take a look at this pass here. I missed this pass. Take a look at this. Pavlov to the inside and pulls off that pass. Victor Kalinin falling back to P3. Stanislav up to P2. William Snowden and Denis Udachin battling. Snowden on the high line, Udachin on the inside line. Snowden going to pick up that spot. So Snowden now up to the P8. Take a look at Paul Gouveia running in the third position or fourth position. Victor Kalinin up there in P3, just ahead. Snowden there, see a little bit of understeer with that. Got to really crank on that wheel to get those front tires to grip. There's a little bit of breaking loose as well, but he's getting fast coming off. You see the odd angle, but he's closed in, so something's working for him. Dino Lombardi now battling Denis Udachin. Lombardi on the high line. Udachin on the inside line, and Lombardi picks up that spot now to P3. Good pass there by Lombardi. Now actually up to P9, sorry about that. Dan Richter battling Paulo Gouveia. Richter on the outside line gets around Gouveia, so Richter on the move here, trying to close in on P3. It's a good battle with these guys. Good clean battle. Look at this clean racing here. Andre Kananowicz going to try to get by Dan Richter, not able to do it. This Paulo Gouveia battling here. We got some great racing going on here. Look at that 4-car battle there. Lennon, Richter, Gouveia, Kananowicz. And a good 4-way battle on board here with Gouveia. See that battle, that is 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good battle. William Snowden battling Nikita Kamenov. And Kamenov now falling back. It looks like he's back to the 9th position. He's going to lose another spot. Oh, man, I tell you what, got a little chippy there. Lombardi and Kamenov. And there might have been some contact. Take a look at this just a moment ago, and I think this got a little tight right here. Oh, right there. Wow. I think he misjudged. Almost got into the back of Lombardi's machine. Karmanov. Apologize for mispronouncing your name, man. Karmanov now moving up the spots. Take a look at this battle here. Great battle here as William Snowden in a hornet's nest right now up on the outside line. And these guys are absolutely getting after it here in the middle of the pack. Some good racing going on. In this grouping. Now moving up here, take a look at Kalinin. Kalinin running in the 3rd position. Tell you what, man, our man of the hour so far is Donovan Buick. Donovan, about a second lead over Pavlov. Pavlov has been able to keep him in check, though. So it's hard to tell about the tire save strategy. But I'll tell you what, Pavlov, a great IndyCar driver. Great Russian drivers. He is trying to close in on the race leader. Take a look at that gap there, but it's about a second gap between the 4-car and the 3-car. In good battle here. Dan Richter in this mix. Lombardi as well. See Richter the high side. Lombardi's going to end up getting that spot. So Lombardi now up to the 7th position. Dan Richter is in 8th. These guys have been getting after it, man. Down to 0.7 of a second there for Donovan. And he's running up on some lap traffic now as he's going to try to put a car lap down, and that's Craig Gallagher. That Gallagher's going to get let Pavlov go by. So you see Pavlov getting by with really little effort there, so able to hold serve 0.6 of a second back. And Stanislav Pavlov looks like he's on the move. 4 car. Got him a Buke. Now getting by some lap traffic. That is tightening things up a little bit. Now Pavlov's got to hope that he gets through lap traffic cleanly as well. And Gallagher gives him a lot of room. Now on board here with Stanislav Pavlov trying to close in on our race leader. With John Stanley here making some moves. He's in P12. He's 1 lap down in the 2 car. He's been caution free. You're 25 laps in. A lot of laps to go. I was thinking they could make it on just 1 stop. That will be really interesting if that's the case. John Stanley running in the 12th position. Doing admin duties for us tonight, man. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate that. Look at this battle here. William Snowden and Victor Kalinin. Victor Kalinin. I apologize. I'll get it. You guys got to tell me how to do it. I'll have you give me an audio file. Now it's your last day. There we go. Look at this battle. Oh, touching wheels. Touching wheels. Victor and William Snowden might have made some contact. Tight racing here. This is the time when you got to really concentrate on that track. Snowden working this outside line, trying to hold it. Inch and ahead. Good side-by-side racing here for the 3rd position. And Stanislav Pavlov has been able to capture the race lead. Stanislav down to the inside. He's got to run on the inside line. And he's going to put... Oh, boy, I tell you what. Through the dog leg. Got tight. I mentioned that in the pre-race show. And Pavlov to the race lead. Whoa. That got interesting. And Pavlov was able to get around, but man, I'll tell you what, that was an interesting pass. Take a look at this again. Pavlov, watch him go down to the inside line. Got a good run on the inside. Now they go into the dog leg right here, and this is going to get tight. There might have been some tire touching going on. Front wheel to rear wheel. And you see Donovan trying to get around. And Pavlov having that spot now. Kananowicz battling Kalinin. Well, Kananowicz ends up getting that spot. Victor falling back to the 4th position. Dino Lombardi running in P7, just ahead of him. You see Paulo Gouveia. So some good tight racing here too. It's in different tire strategies. The way you drive the car at the beginning of the race versus the or the beginning of the run or the end of the run. This is interesting to see how this is shaken out with these guys. It's been some good tight racing. There'll be some lap traffic as well to deal with. Take a look at Peter Church. He's running in the 10th position, 1 lap down. 4 cars, 1 lap down. As Donovan has recaptured the lead. Take a look at Donovan here. He's got a run on the outside. Dives down to the inside for... Oh, a good run there. And is he going to clear? No, Stanislav led that lap. These guys are getting after it for the race lead. Do they realize it's only lap 34? I don't know. Stanislav says, let's give it a try on the high line. These guys are getting after it. Donovan Buke and Stanislav Pavlov. Stanislav back down to the inside. He wants to lead. Oh, drifted off. There's wheel-to-wheel contact there between the race leaders. This could get crazy. I don't know. And this race is still going on. How about this? Down the front stretch. Donovan leading that lap. Wow. Like they've got it quite figured out now. But Stanislav might just want to figure out what that car is going to do. Now Donovan headed up into some lap traffic. You see Nikita Karmanov just ahead. He wants to stay on the lead lap. Does not want to get past, but might have used his tires up. And Donovan, our race leader, goes down to the inside. A lot of room there, but it looks like Karmanov might have hit the wall. Oh, he does. Almost takes out Stanislav Pavlov. Wow. Pavlov, I don't know how he was able to get through that. This is Pavlov here. This is the pass earlier. Pavlov almost got caught up in a huge wreck. It's going to take us a few minutes here, I think, or a minute or so to get to this, but got to check this out. Car a little bit slower on the track. On board here with Pavlov, Stanislav Pavlov, and he almost got caught up, and somebody's coming down pit lane. There was a little incident just ahead, and Pavlov right here trying to get through, and then, whoa! And he did a great job of missing that thing. Now that is legal there to go down. Holy smokes, man. Almost a race-ending crash there for Stanislav. Johnny on the spot. And Karmanov making it onto pit lane, but that got a little dicey. That definitely got a little dicey. So Karmanov is on pit lane as we speak. Karmanov now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track here in the on lap 43. Oh man, I tell you what, there's some action going on there. Might have been Dino Lombardi that got involved in that. You see Karmanov has rejoined the racing surface. Dino Lombardi and Dan Richter got together, I believe. We'll take a look. It's a little bit of a replay here. Dino Lombardi battling Dan Richter. And actually, that's Dan Richter right there holding off Lombardi. Lombardi in that yellow car. And I think it got a little dicey here, too, as it got another driver there with Donovan Buke, our race leader. Oh, that's who it was, our race leader. Oh, boy. Well. A little kiss to the race leader as he goes by. Donovan did not want to see that. I don't know if he's got any damage or not, but holy Toledo. Trying to make it through some lap traffic. Got 7 cars a lap down now. This guy's not making a lot of mistakes, and it seems like almost got caught up in somebody's mistake. On board here with him. See, closing in on some more lap traffic, and that is Paulo Gouveia. He is on the tail end of the lead lap, and Gouveia is going way to the outside. Going to give the race leader a lot of room. Now, I'll tell you what, that's the type of behavior there that will get paid back to you at some point. If we take a look at Dino Lombardi. Running in the 7th position. That type of behavior right there, the race leader and other guys on the track see that, and that's going to get repaid to you. I mean, if they have a race, they're off the pace a little bit, they're going to let you go. They're going to remember that. But that just showed you a high racing IQ. As these guys are getting racy here. Dino Lombardi working his way through some traffic as Pavlov trying to put him a lap down or get by him as he's already a lap down. So Pavlov trying to weave his way through some lap traffic right now to keep Donovan from running away from him. That has increases 2.7 seconds. And Pavlov's got a good run here on the outside. And now is going to get around that car. Right there you see Dino Lombardi tucking in. Stanislav Pavlov running in second. He's got a little work to do. Grab onto the back end of that race leader. Take a look at William Snowden. Been a while since we checked on him. He's had a quiet night here and running into third position. And we would expect nothing less, to be honest with you. This William Snowden, we've seen him in previous IndyCar Series seasons here at High Octane Racing League. And this dude can absolutely flat out drive an IndyCar. You see him going by. He's running in the third position. So good to see William Snowden out here tonight. 9.5 down, about 9 to 9.5 down to the race leader. A little work to do there, 8 seconds back to P2. Kananowicz is about 16 seconds down. He's 7 seconds from P3, so these guys are starting to spread out a little bit. And Donovan came out here. I was watching the server stats, and he came out here and got practice in all throughout the last, week and a half since I've had this server up. He's been out setting it up. So he's got a setup that works for him on the long run. He knows exactly what he needs to do with this track, with the tires, with the setup, as the track changes. He's been able to, kind of weave his way through. He's had a little kindness as well. Some guys see him coming, and they're going to let him go. And I'll tell you, everybody out here tonight so far has really displayed a pretty high IQ with respect to ovals. Dan Richter and Paulo Gouveia here battling it out. Dan Richter in 7th as he gets by Gouveia, who falls back to the 8th position. And Paulo Gouveia now running in P8. Looks like he's coming down pit lane. So Paulo Gouveia making a pit stop here on lap 56. And Peter Church is going to jump up to P8. So we do have some guys coming down pit lane. Gouveia is on pit lane, hearing that maybe John Stanley might be coming down pit lane. Our race leader, Donovan Duke, as Paulo Gouveia finishing up his pit stop. I get asked the question sometimes, why does that right side screen not have any sound? That's because that right side screen's on my second computer, and that's where I have the TeamSpeak running that I can actually hear people chat and learn what they're doing. And I don't want them coming over the broadcast, so that's the main thing. Sometimes you get some unfiltered language. I'm not saying these guys would do that, but just some stuff there that we don't want it really broadcast. Take a look at this. Nikita Karmanov running in the 11th position. Looks like John Stanley has finished up his pit stop, now coming back out on track. Some more lap traffic there for Donovan. Getting back out is John Stanley. Running in the 12th position, doing some admin duties for us tonight. That's awesome. Take a look at Donovan Buke. Donovan is undoubtedly going to correct me on his last name. I apologize there. We'll call him DB for the rest of the night until he helps correct me on my mispronunciation. But ODB is running in D lead. He's got a pretty substantial lead now. This guy knows how to set up an IndyCar, and he is showing it. Picking them off one by one. You got 4 cars on the lead lap. P5 through 8 are 1 lap down. 2 laps down, we got 2 cars, Udachin and Govea. 3 laps down is Karmanoff, and in 5 laps down is John Stanley. We do have a battle here for P2, it looks like. Actually, P2 is now going to go to Snowden as Pavlov is on pit lane. The Stanislav Pavlov coming down pit lane as we take a look at William Snowden. Pavlov in his pit stall. So you got to stay between those 2 white lines through this dogleg area, and then you can come up on the track. You see he is safe to go right up there in the high line. So Pavlov now in P7. Donovan got a pretty substantial lead there, about 9.5 seconds. William Snowden running in the 2nd position. I think you're still going to see some pit stops happening with these guys. Looks like Donovan has really set this car up for a long run. And it shows here because in the back half of this run, he has been able to stretch that lead. Take a look at Dan Richter and Dino Lombardi. Dan Richter to the inside, Dino on the outside line. Dan Richter going to pick up a position in that tri-oval in the dogleg. And he's now up to P5. As Lombardi falling back to P6. Govea and Dennis Udachin. As Govea gets by, Dennis falling back to the 9th position or the 10th position. As Paulo moving up to P9. A little bit of work to do to catch up to Peter Church. Speaking of Peter Church, he's running in the 8th position. Been a good night here for him. Want to crack into that top 5, though. A lot of laps to go, 70 laps in. It's a long race. We have seen 1 round of pit stops, and we got 100 laps to go. Guys click off laps here in a hurry, though. We'll tell you, these Indy cars really get around this track very quickly. Looking at about 20, 21s, maybe 22s. Pavlov and Lombardi, you're battling it out. Actually, Lombardi now coming down pit lane. So he's on pit lane. As he's going to give up a couple positions, like Peter Church, Paulo Govea, all going to get by as Lombardi. This is Paulo Govea is on pit lane. I'm confused. There you go. Dino Lombardi is on pit lane. Govea is out there on the track. A lot going on, man. A lot going on. If I fired anybody, there wouldn't be a broadcast because I'm the only person. As you see Dino Lombardi coming down pit lane. Sorry to Dino. So Dino here on lap 74, making a pit stop. Tough Trucks will be back in action on Wednesday nights. Race number 8 of that season. Watkins Glen, 35-lap race, that great road course. Qualifications start at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and the race will start at about 8:15. Usually where we hit it. Well, let's go back to that picture-in-picture there. There we go. You see Dino Lombardi back out on the track. Pavlov trying to weave his way through some traffic. Nikita Karmanov running in P10 in the 2-car. Top 10 run there, 3 laps down. Pavlov and Richter battling it out here for the 5th position. Stanislav Pavlov to the inside and picks up P5. Dan Richter falling back to the 6th position. Those two guys race with each other in the stock cars. It's almost, there's like a, like unwritten, unspoken communication between guys like this. They see it, they understand it, they know where they are, and they've raced with each other. They don't even need to say anything. That's just generally how this works with these guys that race these ovals quite a bit. And tonight has been an exceptional night so far. Great clean racing. Stanislav Pavlov back up to the 5th position. Good to see Dan Richter out here as well. He knows what it means when we get to the IndyCar series and also Indianapolis. He understands what it's all about. When you live in Indiana, you get it. Take a look here with 90 laps to go. Haven't checked in on our 3rd place car. Kananowicz, Andre racing in 3rd. Been a quiet night, but a good top 3 still on the lead lap. Going to play a little defense here to stay on the lead lap. What you want is a caution flag to get yourself to be able to drive around and get to the tail end or get to the backside of our 4 car. And he's coming down pit lane, so Kananowicz on pit lane here on lap 83. But I am tired of giving up time and now making a pit stop. Kananowicz now finishing up the pit stop, coming back out on track. He gives up P3, make a pit stop. Probably the only pit stop, I would imagine. We'll see. So now back to the 6th position. Coming off that, through that dog leg, through the 2 white lines. Now fresh tires and fuel for Kananowicz. Back out in P6. Victor Kalinin running in the 3rd position. Good battle there with Pavlov. Pavlov to the inside is going to gain that spot. So Stanislav Pavlov set up Kalinin and able to gain that spot. Kalinin giving a little peek on the inside, but wow, like a rocket ship. Pavlov heads off into the distance. Good battle there, and that was a good battle to the inside. Stanislav Pavlov dove down to the inside, was able to get around. And Victor looked like he wanted to try to sneak back through on the bottom line, but Stanislav slamming the door. Our race leader has made a pit stop, I believe, and is back rejoining the racing surface now. Missed the pit stop here, but going through the dog leg, rejoining the racing surface in P3. Donovan made a pit stop. We'll take a look at that pit sequence as Donovan came down pit lane. Ducking into the pit stall. It feels like it is an eternity as you go this slow down pit lane. Donovan taking service here. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Oh, no. We got a yellow flag. Oh, right there. Back into the back end. Kalinin spun around. He got hit. I don't know. He got out of the gas quite a bit. I don't know whether he was coming down pit lane or what, but right here, Donovan gives him a punt in the back. Wow. Take a look here. Donovan into the back of Kalinin. And Kalinin had nowhere to go, and he comes down to the inside. I don't know whether he was just slow. It looks like he might have been slow enough to come down pit lane, and then the contact there as Donovan gets into him. Wow, man. And Udachin had a little bit of a view of that as well. So Udachin is trying to come down pit lane here, and there's contact there. He says, "Oh no, I'm out." The guy's doing a great job of missing that as well. Take a look at Karmanov's view of that. Karmanov here headed into the corner. He sees Udachin down on the inside. He sees some pieces flying right here. Oh, and he gets up into the outside wall. Nice contact there, but looked like Donovan had gotten into the back. Donovan had run into the back of the 43, who was slowing down maybe to come down pit lane, and did not expect it, and then hard contact for him. And that was Kalinin, who had slowed up. Here, oh man, and then hard into the wall and losing the tail end of that. Not good there for Kalinin. So Pavlov now the race leader, and our dominant car is out of the race. So Donovan out of the race. What a tough break there for Donovan. 80 laps to go. That was a game changer there. Just some miscommunication. This is a risk that you take, I think, when you're racing with a lot of guys who, come from different backgrounds, but also, some language barrier and so forth. You got to make sure that you're announcing that you're coming down pit lane, and that way that'll give those guys, Donovan a little bit of chance to be able to get up to the high line and pass. There's a little bit of blame to go around. It's just racing. That happens. I know, if you're Donovan, you're probably steaming right now, but it wasn't anything intentional. It wasn't aggressive driving. It was just some miscommunication there with coming down pit lane, and that does happen. I mean, that's racing. We do have some guys on pit lane. Stanislav Pavlov on pit lane as William Snowden is our race leader. We're getting some tires on the car, bunching things back up. Don't forget, next week we'll be at Indianapolis GP, my home, 50-lap race, May the 9th. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Don't forget to join us. Love it, man. I'm thinking about maybe not broadcasting it and getting in the driver's seat and running that track. I love that track. I'm not very good at the track, I'll be honest with you. These guys are 100 times better than I am. And that is being conservative on my estimate. I'll be honest with you. There's no way I'm keeping up with Stanislav Pavlov. Williams, Snowden, Dan Richter, Paulo Gouveia, Kalinin, any of these guys on this track, I'm not beating these guys in the IndyCars. I do too much broadcasting and not enough racing. They got too much talent for me, but I'll tell you, that is a very technical track. It is a fun track. I love it. It's home for me. And don't forget, we'll be at the Indianapolis Oval on May the 23rd, right here in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. Been a good one, man. Been a good race here so far. You see the schedule there. Indianapolis Motor Speedway coming up on race number 4 on May the 23rd. But we got Indianapolis GP next week. Great schedule here in the IndyCar Series. Been on high racing IQ with respect to this setup, this track. It's been fun to watch this.
Green flag, go, go, go.
And here we are, back out to green. And William Snowden was ready to go. Had a great jump on that restart. Pavlov now in a hornet's nest here. Stanislav Pavlov, a little bit of hornet's nest, mixing in with some lap traffic, trying to get through these guys. He's running in the second position. Got a new look up front. New lease on life. Lombardi trying to weave his way through. Little action there. Had to dive down below Peter Church. Now Lombardi running in the 8th position. Church falling back to P9. Lombardi now looking at Victor Kalinin and Dennis Udachin. Udachin had gotten around Kalinin now. Peter Church wanting to get around as well. Kananowicz running in this 5th position, just behind Gouveia. Dino Lombardi up there as well. We got some cars on the lead lap. We got some cars a lap down. That was a little bit of a warp, I think. Could be me because I'm doing replays here, so going back to live. Look like Dennis Udachin back up to the 6th position. 4 cars on the lead lap. Lombardi now getting around Udachin. And this is a 3-way battle here. 3-way battle. Holy Toledo. Dennis Udachin, Dino Lombardi, and Kananowicz all battling for position. All battling out here on the track as we take a look at Lombardi. Oh, man, Kananowicz and Lombardi are getting after it. Lombardi has to fall back. Kananowicz picking up that spot. He is now closing in on Dennis Udachin. This is a fun one. Kananowicz trying to get around Dennis Udachin. Looks like he's going to do it, so he's to the outside. Got a good run. And Dino Lombardi wants to try to sneak through as well. He's going down to the bottom side. Oh, whoa! Udachin came down a little bit, but a good pass through the tri-oval. And Lombardi feels blood. He senses blood in the water. He says it's go time. Wants to get his lap back, now closing in on the race leader. You know, Lombardi wants to get back on that lead lap. There are no lucky dogs in the IndyCar series. So good pass there by Lombardi on Udachin. William Snowden taking a look at him as he's definitely looking at the back end. His car looking at Lombardi, even though it's not for position. He wants to make sure Lombardi doesn't do something that puts him in a precarious position where it ends his possibility of winning this race. We are starting to wind it down. See, Lombardi's got a good run. He wants to get around. He goes down to the inside. So Lombardi, and I would say with respect to William Snowden, don't race him too hard. Let him have that position. Don't want to booger up your car here trying to race somebody who is on the tail end of the lead lap. And you hear him downshifting through the corners. So interesting strategy. I don't know how that's going to play on fuel. Victor Kalinin and Peter Church battling. Kalinin to the inside. Peter Church up to the outside line. And Kalinin's going to pick up that spot. Peter Church falling back to the 9th position. Lombardi uses that pass a little minute ago as he went down to the bottom line and got around Udachin in the tri-oval. That was a great pass. And then a little bit later here as Victor Kalinin, see Udachin might have gotten into the outside wall. A little contact there for the 47. Maybe gambled on tires. Not sure I'm hearing anything with respect to whether he changed 2 or 4 tires. That'd be some great information to have. Especially on tire rule races. That'd be amazing. William Snowden, our leader. He's got a half a second lead over Stanislav Pavlov. We know Pavlov later in the run is really pretty solid. Very fast. You saw that late in that first long run. Stanislav Pavlov running in the 2nd position. William Snowden is our leader. Dan Richter running in the 3rd position. Good battle here for Richter. Not for position as he's getting around Udachin. Richter running in the 3rd spot. Just 3 seconds down. About 2.5 to 3 seconds. So he is in the mix. Especially if those guys start getting a little racy. 60 laps to go. I think if you're William Snowden at this point, you've had a great race so far. You're in a situation where, you know, a guy who was pretty dominant in the race fell out of the race, got into a big crash, fell out of the race, and now that put you in the leader position. Now, what do you do? Look, I mean, you've got a 0.3 of a second lead over P2. You got to definitely be cognizant of where he's at, as he is just behind you. But you just got to hit your marks. He's going to have these runs where he's going to close in on you, but you just got to hit your marks. You see the race leader, William Snowden. Stanislav Pavlov, we know he can drive some Indy cars. Snowden, we know he's very adept at Indy cars as well. Guys are fantastic race car drivers. Dan Richter loving those Indy cars. He wants to get this guy, this machine up to P2, P1 and join that battle. Dan is only about 1.5 seconds down to a P2. ...115 laps in. We are starting to get close to go time. Taking later, Victor Kalinin. Oh, you got to be careful with your William Snowden, man. You slow it down for that lap traffic. Almost got in the back of him, and now that's allowed Stanislav Pavlov to pull alongside. Pavlov backs off. William Snowden, as Kalinin, the lap car, gets by, William Snowden almost had a scare. Pavlov was able to keep him in his sights and close in a little bit. Now they've spread it back out. Take a look at this. Peter Church and Dennis Udachin battling. Udachin on the inside. Peter Church on the outside line. Good 1v1 battle there. Dotchin climbing back ahead for now. Peter Church using the outside line and said, not so fast. I'm not even going to let you finish the sentence before I take that spot back. So Peter Church back to P8, Dennis to P9, and these guys are beating each other up right now. Peter Church does not want to give up P8. Good battle there with Dennis Udachin. Dotchin in the 47 backing off. As Peter Church gathers things back up and pulls away. Nikita Kamenov running in the 10th position. Good first race out here with us. Top 10, 3 laps down in the top 10. $50 laps to go, man. We are clicking them off in a hurry. Pavlov has been able to keep Snowden in his sights. William Snowden, our leader. A half a second lead over Pavlov. Between 4/10, 3/10, and 5/10 of a second. I'll tell you, I've got some thoughts on this battle. Snowden, we know this guy loves IndyCars, and he's good at the ovals here as well. Pavlov, not quite as much as experience, I think, as Snowden does in the IndyCars, but he has a significant amount of experience. But where I think Pavlov has an advantage is he races ovals a lot. He races them in the stock cars, he's racing them in the IndyCars, and I really think that Pavlov, if he can kind of figure out the secret between the IndyCars and the ovals that some of these other guys have had a lot of history with, he's going to be right there side by side battling for the race win here in these last few laps. See, it's ebbing and flowing, and he's closing in. Maybe Snowden's saving a little bit, and look at this, just as I talk about him, Pavlov is reeling Snowden in. We got some lap traffic coming up as well, so this could add a little flavor. And you see Snowden gets by, also Pavlov gets by. That was John Stanley letting those guys go. That's a high racing IQ from our tonight's admin as well. One of our great Canadian drivers. That gap staying around a half a second. Kind of ebbs and flows. Pavlov reels him in a little bit, then drops back. Reels him in a little bit, drops back. $127 laps in. William Snowden is the leader. Through the dog leg. See what these guys are. Doesn't take very long to get around this joint, that's for sure. Snowden running up on some more lap traffic as Stanislav Pavlov trying to reel him in, maybe take advantage of trouble that Snowden may incur trying to get around some lap traffic. William Snowden up there in the lead just ahead. These guys have some lap traffic, and I believe that would be Kananowicz. No, that's Victor Kalinin in see the name tag there. Victor Kalinin is up there just ahead. Pavlov, a little bit different strategy going through the corners. Oh, we got a spin. We have a spin. It looks like Nikita Karmanov has come around, lost the back end. So caution flag here on lap 132. So no back end for Nikita. Take a look here, trying to get around Denis Udachin. Oh, and there was contact. And Karmanov came around. I think Karmanov, I don't know, trying to get around Udachin. And take a look here, Karmanov gets into the back of Udachin. I don't know whether Udachin got out of the gas or not, but ran into the back of. See how this worked out. I mean, Udachin might have come down. It does look like maybe diving down to the inside and getting into Karmanov. So Udachin might have come down a little bit. And then, wow, man, able to hold on to that. But Karmanov, worst deal for him late in the race. And you see the contact. It looks like Udachin came down. And just Karmanov had a good run and into the wall. Now missing a wing. And we've seen more problems there. Watch as he's trying to get onto or get this thing around the track, and the thing's just spinning out because he has no wing down on this car. So it is just really, really problematic for him. So he's trying to get this car around the track, and he has no wing. More trouble there for Karmanov. And now these guys are on pit lane. So the race leader, William Snowden, coming down pit lane. Interesting to see how this is going to shake out. It'll be interesting here as we take a look at William Snowden. Maybe getting some fresh tires, no fuel. Stanislav Pavlov, Dan Richter, and Andres Nanowitz. Good battle with those guys coming off pit lane. So some good passing here on pit lane. We go on board here with Stanislav Pavlov. He exits his pit, getting around Dan Richter. Yeah, it looked like Kamenov, it was just, he just can't get the car around very well because he doesn't have a wing. And I think he is on pit lane now getting some service, so he'll get a new wing put on that car. William Snowden on and off pit lane, maintains P1. Got some lap cars in the way, and these guys may be getting waiver rounds here. We'll see how this works out for these guys. I forget the IndyCar rules. I should know. I'm the broadcaster and the guy running this show. The 2 cars out of the race. The race leader, Donovan Buick, out of the race. What a tough break. He had so many laps in throughout the day, throughout the week. The last week and a half, it ends up getting caught up in somebody's deal and out of the race. What a tough break. That's racing, though. I don't think it was anything intentional, just somebody made a mistake. That happens. Mistakes weren't possible, we wouldn't be racing, that's for sure. William Snowden has been pretty much mistake-free. He is the race leader. Pavlov is in second. Richter third. Lights are out on the pace car. I believe, I can't really see the pace car. I think they are. I think we're getting ready to go back green. 136 laps in. Working our third caution flag. Looks like we get another lap in us, maybe. Next week, we'll be at Indianapolis GP for a 50-lap race. Don't forget to join us here on TurnLeftTV. The only road course on the schedule this season. These guys asked for ovals. And I don't know. I'm selfish. I put that one road course on the track, and that is Indianapolis GP, just because it's Indy and it's my home. Love this track, and I think the race was really fun last year, watching the race. Broadcasting the race. It was a good one. It's going to be a challenging one, but it is a fun track.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Snowden has a good run. Gets out to a good start. Did not cross the start-finish line before the green flag, so up on the wheel. Dan Ricker here having a battle with Andre Kananowicz. Kananowicz running in third. Richter running in the fourth position. And Kananowicz is able to get around on that start. We'll take a look at this pass as Kananowicz going down to the bottom line. Dan Richter on the outside line. Kananowicz was ready to go and picks up P3. Now wants to set his sights on the race leader. It's go time now. We're 139 laps in. William Snowden has just run his fastest lap. .21.003. Fastest lap of the race. Pavlov running in second. Kananowicz third. Richter fourth. Govea up to the fifth position. Paulo Govea in the top five. Just behind him is Dino Lombardi running in the seventh position. Victor Kalinin is running in P6. Out there a little bit behind those guys. On the track anyway. Look at this battle here. Dino Lombardi and Paulo Govea starting to get serious. Now Lombardi is a lap down. He's in that lucky dog position, so to speak, if there was a lucky dog position. That'd be awesome with IndyCars. Throw that in there. He's running in P7. Govea running in the fifth position. Kananowicz going down to the inside, but take a look at this pass again. Kananowicz diving down to that inside and picking up that spot. Running in the third spot. As William Snowden has a 1.3 second gap on P2, and that is Stanislav Pavlov. Pavlov running in the second position, and he's got a little company. So Kananowicz just behind him, so Pavlov has got some company with Kananowicz and Richter. Good battle here. Three-way battle as Kananowicz diving down to the inside. He's going to hold serve. Stanislav Pavlov going to give him some room. Kananowicz. Man, I'll tell you what, this is some intense racing on board here with Stanislav Pavlov as Kananowicz seals the deal. Pavlov now has to deal with Dan Richter, who goes to the inside. Pavlov had to gather himself a little bit as now Dan Richter fighting on the inside. He's trying to repeat what Kananowicz did. So Pavlov back to the third position. As we take a look at that battle again. Now Peter Church retired his machine. Not sure what happened to Peter Church. So he's retired. Let's take a look here. I don't know whether he lost his connection or what. It's not uncommon for drivers, but it does look like he has lost his connection. What a bummer for Peter Church. Late in the race, little connection issue there for Peter Church. Paulo Govea Looking ahead at Dino Lombardi and Dan Richter. Gouveia running in the 5th position. He wants to get around Dino Lombardi. Trying to close in on Dan Richter for position. Paulo Gouveia running in P5, and he's got Victor Kalinin just behind him back there about 3 seconds. He wants those guys, about 10 seconds, I should say. He wants those guys to have some bad problems so he can close back in and make a race out of it. Kananowicz has now closed in on the race leader, William Snowden. 3 cars out of the race. Peter Church, Donovan Buke, and Craig Gallagher out of the race. So Kananowicz falling back there just a little bit as Snowden trying to seal the deal. We approach 20 laps to go. And these 20 laps go in a hurry. John Stanley picking up a spot here. He's on that outside going down the straightaway. Picking up a spot here as Peter Church has retired from the race. And John Stanley now up to P10. He is 5 laps down. We'll plug it away here thinking about a points night. Gouveia and Richter here battling for position. This is for the 4th spot. Dan Richter on the high side as Gouveia goes down to the inside line. And Gouveia going to get by. Dan Richter tucks in the 5th position. Gouveia now picking up P4, and Dan Richter may want to try to get that back. Dan Richter now back to the 5th spot. William Snowden, the leader. But Andre Kananowicz is right there in P2. You've got to deal with some lap traffic here. You've got to be able to time your pass, your attempt to pass, as we see Kananowicz doing this right now. And you got some lap traffic just ahead, and that is Dennis Udachin. And William Snowden timed that perfectly, and that did not help Kananowicz at all. But Udachin did exactly what he was supposed to do, and that is get up to the high side and let these guys go. Dennis running in 2 laps down in the 8th position. And we've got a battle here for the race lead. Dennis said, you guys figure it out, I'm going to get out of the way, and that's good racing IQ. Lap 156, William Snowden the leader. Andre Kananowicz is 2nd. Stanislav Pavlov in the 3rd position. Paulo Gouveia is in 4th. Rounding out the top 5 is Dan Richter. You know, if you're Kananowicz, you got to try to figure out, maybe time this just perfectly. Hopefully a little help from some lap traffic for you. As you see the sun getting a little bit lower in the sky. On board here with Andre Kananowicz. As you see, wow, William Snowden go down to the bottom side. Kananowicz has closed in. Boy, he got out of the gas just a little bit, go down to the bottom side. He was behind some lap traffic, and that's allowed Andre to close in. Andre going to try to search for an opening here. On board here with Andre Kananowicz. He's running in the 2nd position. William Snowden is our leader. You're on lap 159. Scheduled for 170. Good bow here for with the front 2. Kananowicz in that 77 car. He gets into the back of William Snowden. Got into the back of William Snowden and almost lost the thing. Take a look at this replay. Maybe. Take a look here as Kananowicz had a run down to the inside. Coming off the off the bottom of the track and gets into Snowden. and almost loses that car. Gotta love the, you gotta love this game, man. Is that now Snowden asked to worry about just pulling away? Does it look like? Take a look here again. This is just a little bit later. So Stanislav Pavlov is able to get around Andre. Take a look at that pass. We'll find it, I swear. I love this game, man. Take a look here as Stanislav. Oh, see, we can't get it, man, because it's giving me a hard time. There we go. I think we got it. Some mods are a little bit more evil on this. I'll be honest with you. I do a lot of broadcasting. I broadcast over 600 races, so a lot of videos I've got on YouTube. William Snowden's the leader here. We're on lap 164. He got a half a second lead over Stanislav Pavlov. Kananowicz has fallen back to P3. Paulo Gouveia is in the 4th position. Dan Richter 5th. Victor Glennon, the last car on the lead lap, is in the 6th spot. Can William Snowden get through this lap traffic and keep Stanislav Pavlov from taking this victory? Stanislav closing in 2/10, now under a 2/10 of a second. So Pavlov has got a run here on Snowden. 5 laps to go, and Pavlov says it is go time. Pavlov now trying to figure out a way he can get around William Snowden. Good battle here. Snowden trying to hold on, dips below the yellow line. As now Pavlov taking that spot. Stanislav Pavlov going to the race lead. A little lap traffic in the way. Going to let those guys go. So Stanislav Pavlov able to pull off that pass. Can he hold on here? Snowden does not want to let him go. More lap traffic. This could get interesting here as Stanislav trying to figure out how he's going to navigate through this lap traffic. And pretty good. Pretty good for him as he's going through the dog leg. Stanislav Pavlov. Late race pass here on William Snowden. With 2 laps to go, can he hold on? Snowden closing back in. Trying to figure out a way to get by Stanislav Pavlov. We cross the start-finish line. We have 1 to go. Oh, more contact, baby. Drifted up the track as William Snowden. 1 lap to go. A little lap traffic could come into play. Stanislav Pavlov, William Snowden battling for the race win. Down to the inside. This will help Pavlov, I believe. Pavlov opening up a gap, now 4/10. Stanislav Pavlov coming off turn 4 is going to win this race here at Indy. Wow. Stanislav Pavlov battling William Snowden for the win. Hard to get the image there since they changed position on track. So Pavlov gets the win in the 62 car. How about that? Stanislav Pavlov, what a great job to Stanislav on getting the win. What an exciting finish to the race, too. Stanislav Pavlov, what a great job. It's been a while since I've gotten a screenshot here, so you got to give me a little chance to catch up. What a great run for him, really. That was an incredible run for Stanislav. Just timed it perfectly, really, and was able to get the win. No, I got the wrong. I got the wrong image up there. So great job to Stanislav. We'll see if maybe we can get him in the broadcast booth here in just a moment. And a great race, really. I had some caution flags to make it a little interesting, but it certainly was a great race. And Pavlov getting the win. Almost got her fixed up. Sorry, man. I wasn't ready for this. There we go. We got Stanislav Pavlov up there. Before we do that, let's take a look at the final results there. Sorry about that. This is a little bit of a surprise race for me tonight. I'll be honest. I wasn't exactly expecting to broadcast, so I threw this up here really quickly. Stanislav Pavlov gets the win. You see William Snowden finishes in second. Andrei Kananowicz finishes in the third position. Dan Ricker fourth. Paulo Gouveia finishes in the top five. Victor Kalinin sixth. Dino Lombardi finishes seventh. Denis Udachin finishes in that eighth position. Nikita Karmanov finishes ninth. And John Stanley finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in P11 is Peter Church. Donovan Duke led a lot of laps here, man. Tough break there for him. Finishes in the 12th position. Craig Gallagher finishes in 13th. See if we can get Stanislav in the booth. All right, Stanislav Pavlov joining us here in the booth. Congratulations on getting a great win at Phoenix.
Yep, thank you.
Well, you know, you were kind of mired back in traffic up front, dropped back a little bit throughout the course of the race. We had a number of caution flags, but that had to be a super exciting race there with you and Donovan at the end. Or actually, it looks like William Snowden. Sorry about that. At the end.
I'm sorry. So, can you repeat slowly?
Yeah, you had a great battle with Stanislav. You had a great battle with William Snowden at the end. How exciting was that for you?
It's very strong for me. He will very fast on first laps on restart, and he hit fast lap. I can't race with him, and trying to save tires. When I 15 ends to go, I need to push and all my tires will blow. I can't control this, and trying to change weight. I don't know what we'll do, and let's race and try to hit them, and it's okay.
Well, I don't know what. It's stock cars, you win. Now it's Indy cars, you win. Next week, we got a road course at Indianapolis GP. How will you feel about that track?
Oh, Indy GP is very, very, very hard for me. I can't fast at this configuration. I think this Indy, but you say it's a road course. I will at top 10 maybe. I can't race fast at this car and road course.
Well, congratulations, Stanislav. Great paint scheme, and get it in victory lane tonight. Hopefully, we'll see you in victory lane next week. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Stanislav Pavlov, one of our great Russian drivers, getting the race win tonight, man. How about that? Stanislav, my boy. Races in our stock cars with the 62, and he gets the 62 IndyCar in victory lane here at Phoenix. Next week, I said we're going to be at Indianapolis GP for a 50-lap race. You don't want to miss it. I know it's a hard track. It's a fun track. I love it. And that's coming up next week. May the 9th at 1 p.m. qualifications. No caution flags there except for local cautions. We turn the cautions off on the road courses. Coming up later tonight, the Saturday Night Thunder will be at Texas Motor Speedway for race number 7 of the season. And that racing starts at 9 p.m. Qualifications start at 9. 9:15 is the actual race time. At 9 p.m., these guys will be qualifying tonight in the Next Gen Series at Texas. High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be back in action for 35-lap race at Watkins Glen on Wednesday, May the 6th. A whole week of Watkins Glen, so that's headed your way in the High Octane Racing League Tough Truck Series on Wednesday nights. Thank you for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Appreciate it. A little bit of a surprise broadcast. I actually kept this one private because I wasn't sure really whether we're going to have enough people to come out and really do a broadcast. I'm super pleased that we had a bunch of people come out and race with us tonight. Very surprised. Joining from the chalk, I heard a little bit on the Discord server. I wasn't really sure whether we were going to have a good turnout, but it looks like 13 drivers. That was good, and the racing was excellent here too. So excited, man. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and then smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live here on TurnLeftTV. And again, don't forget to take a look at the schedule here in the IndyCar Series. Indianapolis GP, as we mentioned, next week, 50-lap race, followed by the Milwaukee Mile on May the 16th. May 23rd, the month of May, that weekend of May, you know, that's a really important one. That's the real Indy 500, but we're going to do it on Saturday, May 23rd, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway 250. So that's going to be 250 miles, 100 laps for race number 4. My home. We'll have beers afterwards. Iowa Speedway on May the 30th. You see Worldwide Technology, that's Gateway, coming up on June the 6th. Nashville on June the 13th, and finishing out the season at Texas Motor Speedway on June the 20th. Of course, the Bushwhackers Series will be at Watkins Glen International for a 40-lap race on May the 8th. That's Friday, May the 8th. Race number 8 of the season, and it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Don't forget to tune in. This will be a fun one. 40-lap race from Watkins Glen on May the 8th, live right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. That's going to do it for me tonight. We'll see you next time. I am out of here.